Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm coming to you. I'm just waiting to know if you're coming to me. Tonight we have some things to talk about and discuss as real, mature followers, family, and friends. And to everyone who already tuned in, I thank you so much for being a part of this program. If you just tune in to see what he am wearing, it's fine. If you tune in to be a part of this show, just hit me up and say, Avril, I log on like, Molly, Music Man Molly. Tell them to log on for me, please, because we have to talk. And when I come live by myself, you know what that means. So I got to put on the real wig that's not me, that I can say that wasn't me. And tonight, this is not me. This is the Avril Show. But tonight, we're going to talk, real talk. So, good evening to you on YouTube. Thank you so much. Boom. So, tonight, we're going to talk real talk. We have to talk, especially we as island people. We're going to talk tonight. I'm going to talk. And if you disagree and you have to chime in, help me out here. But tonight we're going to talk about the real talk that we need to talk about. Everybody going around and talking about mental issue as if it only affecting those people that are affected. We're going to go into the islands tonight. We're going to clean up our mentality as people in the islands. Good evening to you, Myrtle Williams. I am good, Myrtle. When you see me with these wigs on, you know I'm coming with something. So tonight, we have to talk about what's really affecting us as a people. The way we were brought up, our brought up, see, the way we are today as a people, our silence, our mental minds set. Josephine Kelly, Lady in Red. You know, if I'm in red, it's a little trouble behind here. But we have to talk about the real things that are affecting us as a people, especially people from the islands. You mostly need to talk about mental illness. And we look to everybody. We are looking for solutions, but we're hiding. So I want to know, where can the solution come when we are hiding behind closed doors? Share this program and let them know Avril is live and getting ready to talk, real issues, and things that are affecting us as a people. This is not about what the politicians not doing and what the politicians need to do to help us. This is about what we need to do as a people. Okay, so big up yourself, E2. E2 streaming this program. Thank you so much, E2. Michelle Atherton, our home girl, probably wearing all red tonight because she's a person that wear nothing but red. So Michelle Atherton, big up yourself down at E2 Studio that is streaming this program. So we're going into this program tonight as real people. Please share this and let them know the Avril Show is live, and we're talking mental illness, depression, and everything that we're saying the politicians need to do for us. The devil is a liar. It's time that we come out of the closet. Good evening, Janet Richardson. How you doing, sweetie? I don't know if you're watching unless you tap in and say good evening, because sometimes they tell me people is online, but if you don't say a word, you just stay as a silent watcher, just like we are with mental issue and depression. So we're going into it. See, Molly Media, if you're out there, tell them, log on. But tonight, I am not going to sit here and tell you that I'm not going real and deep. So forgive the wig, not me. Paula, good evening to you. Good evening, Shirley Tripico, my supporters, my regulars. And if you all are all I have, then the word is getting out. It's okay. Let's talk. And before we do, I'm going to share this with you, my people. And I want to thank Sammy C, Sammy Cummins. Thank you so much for this. You know, we just got to talk about it. And I'm sorry. Tell me, I'm going to play something now. And I want you, the listeners, to tell me how many you're guilty of doing what this song say.
Sometimes I hurt, and sometimes I cry. Sometimes I can't get it right, no matter how hard I seem to try. Sometimes I go down, stumble over my own mistakes. I try to look strong as the whole world looks on, but sometimes alone I cry.
Did you hear what the song say? It says, sometimes I try to look strong because you know the whole world is watching you. But when you're alone, you cry. LaShanta, how you doing? The lady that's about to say I do. Good evening to you. Problem Fips, thank you so much. Folks, let's talk. And Janet, you know I've been crazy from day one, and we're going to get crazier tonight. We're living. St. Kitts had a thing where they say we're living in a bubble. Problem, share this in larger St. Kitts group for me and tell Molly Media to log on, because I really don't care if I have 2 people watching, I'm going to still do it. But what I'm saying here tonight, I see people posting about this Miss USA and the young lady that ran for Miss USA, and they say she committed suicide. And I see some people take it as, you know, what's wrong with her? One lady put she don't value her life. She don't have nothing to live for. How could a pretty woman like that take her life? The problem I have with us as a people is that we are so easy to be judgmental. And many of us are home, going to work every day, waking up every day. We're just going because we have the bills to pay, but we are mentally disturbed. We are messed up. Island people on a whole, I'm not going to be long with you tonight, as the pastors say in church. I'm not going to be here with you long tonight. I just got a word from the Lord. A lot of times, what I see with us as a people, stigma. The stigma. You know, you raise up in the islands that if somebody see you acting a little strange, they call you crazy. Everything in the island, the word crazy. Everybody's crazy. You're having a hard time. You can't pay your bills. You're depressed. You're torn apart. Your mind is telling you, I wish this world could end. I wish this, everything going through your mind. You get in front of the doctor. Have you ever thought about taking your life? Oh, no. Embarrassment. Have you ever think about ending your life? Oh, no. But you know, deep down inside last night, you wish the sun didn't come up. The mentality of our people, especially island people, the pride of letting anyone know that we are suffering from anxiety, depression, some form of mental illness that run in most of your family, in our family. Some of us don't even know it. But we get up every day. Why am I going through this? How am I suffering with depression? Why am I suffering with this? And you're not knowing your family history. They hide it from us. They hide it from us. The only thing that I see women even afraid to do today is admit they're having menopause. You see them doing that all day. Oh, no, it's the weather. Oh, no, it's the weather. Girl, no, why are you sweating like that? Girl, it's the weather. Menopause. Something that they tell you you're going to go through. Something that you're going through. And you're afraid to admit you're going through menopause. Something that is natural. You are afraid to say you're going through it. My people, mental illness is just a word they use to overall call it, but in reality, It's depression. It's different stage of it. We all go through it. Some people going through it because they're going through a divorce. Some people lost a husband, they go through it and they're sinking. They're sinking. Some people sink so deep they can't even get out of it. But if you tell them go and see a doctor and get help, they think it's an insult because they already messed us up. That when you're going through something like that, you don't tell nobody because you make the family look bad. You make it look like the family is crazy. And if you tell somebody that you're going through menopause, as Janet say, is an insult. What sweet me about the men out there, them old men who want the younger girls because their older girls is going through menopause. I want to encourage you tonight that the Lord sent me here to tell you that those younger girls can go through it eventually. So I want to know if you're going to leave them when they start going through it. See, we don't understand that everything that we go through was ordained for to happen. You can't run from it. We sit here and we just live in this cycle. Good evening to you, why young? We're living in this cycle. Do you know how many women the man leave them? Women man leave the man leave the woman, and you sink. Sometimes they leave you when you're not working, when you're going through a hard time. You're so in love, you can't sleep at night. You start to get bags under your eye. And when they ask you, you say, girl, I was up late on Facebook. It's a lie. But if you literally tell me you don't have one person that you could sit and talk to about what you're going through, you're living in a bubble. Everybody should have somebody they can talk to. Do you know how much time Shirley Tripico? Shirley, I don't mean to call you name, girl, you're my friend. I'm just saying this. Shirley, don't sue me. Do you know how many times Shirley called me crying over her dog? And I don't mean to talk Shirley business, but Shirley still called me, I'm your friend, right? Karen Grant, you know how I dollop, right? I have to do this because when I come in to talk like this, I have to look sensible and look like I don't have no stress and look like nothing bothering me. This is how we look to the people. But inside, we are crying out. But nobody gonna know that. Because the minute this happened, they said, well, how did that happen? She had on such a nice wig, looked so nice, girl dressed up in red. What could have happened to her? We are fake. We have to do this for the public. My mother is my only friend, not a soul else. Or like she said, I love suffering in silence. Well, Shara, if your mother is the only friend, don't call me. Do not call me again. Because your mother is not your only friend, because you know you could call me. So I don't know where you all get this thing. My mother is my only friend. Don't call me no more, Shara, because when I have a problem, I'm going to call you too. And I'm going to cry. And if you ever tell me your phone dead, and you because you don't want to listen to me no more, I'm going to call 911, send them to your house and tell them to tell you, turn on your phone. Listen to me, people. This is real talk. We raise up in the islands, right? Where they brought us up in such a way with pride, with so much pride that they teach us that everything has to be silent, even when we get in abuse. Everything seems like silent. Shame. We live this thing that even now, if you just tell somebody you're having a hard time, they're ready to admit you. They don't understand people do get breaks down. We're a human being. This could only take so much. It could only take this wig for so long before I'm ready to take it off and throw it off. Everything has its time. You cannot live this life as a lie and deceit. You know what time Paula called me at night and stressed me out, my friend Paula? You know much time Shirley called me, Shirley cry over her one dog because a dog has the flu, the dog's stomach hurt. And I said, but Shirley, a dog, the dog mean a lot to her. You know what somebody else might say? Shirley crazy. She crying over a dog. Yes, the dog means something to her. Shirley was devastated when her dog died. I had to be on the phone listening to Shirley crying because her dog died. and somebody jump out of a window and kill themselves, and you are sitting down. Oh, she not had nothing to live for. What is wrong with these people? But half of you sit down at night. That is why they jump out a window. They choose to live this life of lies. Could you imagine you walking around every day looking this beautiful? Hot flash will kill you. And even when they tell you it's menopause, you said no. It's just the wig I'm wearing. Everything is denial. But the people that are really in denial, I guarantee you, is the people that look the best. You have to find a way to cover it up. Dorothy Shaw, good evening. Thank you, sweetie. If you got to walk around and look the way you feel sometime, a madhouse they're going to take you. Because sometimes people can't see our inside. But when they see us outside, they judge you by this. Meanwhile, you're crying out. But it's because of the way we were raised in the islands, a lot of us. Americans are more tell you straight up, yo, I'm going through a lot, yo. I'm dealing with a lot. But everybody you ask on the island, how is everything, man? Everything good, man. Everything good, can't complain. And the minute you turn your back, they say, boy, if she only know what I'm going through. Shame, embarrassment. Those are the things that killing us today. Because we have to look like everybody. But deep down inside, we are crying out. When was the last time you pour it out to somebody? Cry. Philbert called me and cry. Eve Hendricks, I see you cry all the time. Eve lost her son. And I sure every time Eve see another mother lost their child, it bring back that pain. You cannot get over pain that easy. You ever go to a psychiatrist and because they see you walking, you notice, let me tell you something. Do you know a lot of reason why some mental people walk around dressed up in suit? That's the only way people cover up what's going on inside. Do you know how many times you go through a heartbreak and you see somebody just turn on the news and somebody going through what you went through? It comes right back. That's why you got to get help to release it. If you're constantly walking around with that pain, fooling yourself that you're going to be okay, it's not true. You got to cry, Eve, let it out. A lot of times we sit here and because of shame and people going to look down on us and people going to talk about all that we're going through. And you know what they like to do? They do this. But she beautiful. She come from a good family. Her family have money. So what could she have need to jump out of a window and take her life? Do you know how many children raise up and abuse silently? Do you know how many parents raise up children watching them being abused? And we have to live with that kind of shame. We don't want nobody to know. And it stays here for so many years that even when you're married, the shame that it's killing you living there pretending you come from a good family and you're lying. Talk, people. You say I talk a lot. Maybe that's what helped me. Let me tell you a story. I went through one breakup in my life. And every day, you ever sit down and ask yourself, I wonder if I did this, I wonder if I did that. And you go through all, you're blaming yourself, you know. You ever see the man later and you say, this man, me sit down at home and lose tears over, sleep over. You see the man broke down, no use to himself, and you sit down and you cry and you didn't know the man out there breaking down himself. We put ourselves through a lot of unnecessary pain. But what is unnecessary to one person is necessary to the next person. We cannot judge our pain by somebody else's pain. And somebody else should not judge their pain by ours. Cry if you have. You all people sit down at home and lie. Every time people come, how you doing? The word is, I'm fine. And you worse if you in church. Let's go there now. You ever ask a church folks how they doing? The first thing they tell you, God is good. The grace of God cover me even with COVID. I am not worried. God got me. But when they're home, they're washing their hand 10 times. They're putting on gloves. If you, God got you, why are you so afraid? Why are you walking around with too much gloves on? How much mask on? We lying to ourselves. We got to come out of it. Our parents lie to us. Let me tell you one of the things. Yeah, I'm blessed. That's what they say, Dorothy Shaw. Yes, Empress Audrey, that's what they say. You have to tell the truth. And I'm going to tell you something that bothers me about us as a people. We have this tendency that our parents ain't tell us our history. I remember I was sitting here 1996, right here, and I keep seeing something. And I don't know what's going on, but I know. Now I could talk about it. It was what you call a goiter and thyroid, hypothyroid. And don't know what it is, don't understand. Nobody in the family ever told you that there was a history of hypothyroidism in this family. Then here am I meeting up one of my uncle daughter, thyroid. And I say something ain't right. This is the second family from that side of family that I met with it. Then I met another person in the family who have it. So I go to my doctor and I said, something is in my family. How you doing, Jackie Williams Morel? And I said, there has to be thyroid in my family. If there's 3 family members that I met that has this, nobody tell us. So you have to grow up and be a grown woman, grown man, trying to figure out what's going on in your family. Our parents, they lie. They hide everything. They shame everything. They're afraid of everything. You go to the doctor. They ask you, is anyone in your family have this and that? You have to sit down there trying to figure out. I don't know. I never heard no one talk about it. So you trying to tell me that you sit down with grandmother and we talk about Black history. Now, this is real Black history talk. You trying to tell me you sit down with Black History Month and half of you don't know your history. You only sit down, oh, I come from Jamaica, I come from St. Kitts, come from Antigua, come from America. You don't know where you come from up to now. You only know where you're born. But half of you don't know where you come from. This could be menopause, or it could be the light, you know? But you got to know yourself. If you're going through hot flash, fan. You're with the man in the room and you're afraid to fan because if you find out you're going through menopause, you're afraid him leave. If the man don't know at a certain age you're going through menopause, then you're with the wrong man. Telling her find a young girl that's not going through it, and when she start to go through it, telling come back. You got to know yourself. I said our family history is nothing but pure lies. So we're going around talking about Black History Month, celebrating Black History Month. What history are you celebrating when you don't even know your family history? Mental illness is here, killing us day by day in silence, all because of shame. Now, Eve, you as a mother, sit here watching day after day after day. Another mother crying. Some mother shot down today in the Bronx. Woman dead, and the woman dead, and the man, don't know if the man dead, but the woman dead, right? Now that's somebody, child, no matter how old you are. That's another killing, gun. For somebody like Eve to hear the word, a woman get killed today, murdered today. First thing come to her head, my son. Now somebody gonna look at her and think, but yours was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago. At least yours happened 2, 3 years ago. Her pain, you can't tell her how she's grieving. You can't tell Paula how she's grieving because her son being buried how many years ago. You guys sit down on social media and try to weigh people pain and what they're going through, and try to sit down and say who is going through what and why they're going through this and why they're going through that. It's none of your business. You're supposed to pray for each other. Sandra Pardon, this is serious. Every time you turn around, you're afraid. In Brooklyn, an 89-year-old woman who a man supposed to be helping, he kicked down the woman, take a bag. And when you see him on the camera, he walking with the bag like he says, that's not normal, people. That cannot be normal. So here you come now. In the Bronx, they say they bring in a men, all 400, just all men. Lord have mercy. What they call it again? A place for men to live, a shelter. 400 men. Where are these men right now that you're getting ready to bring in a year from now? Where you have them? That you're going to bring 400 man alone. Listen, I single, right? I don't see nobody have no singles men walking around. But you bring in 400 men in a one community that I live in. And the people them fussing and going on. Not in my backyard. Well, let me ask you a question. I'm not saying I'm for it, because we want people in our community who is homeless to have a place. So bring it, that if somebody become displaced homeless, they have some place to go. But when you bring 400, imagine me wake up tomorrow morning, me see 300 men out there on the street, I walk all over the place. I might turn fool and some of them in suit and tie and say hello to me. Me might think they're normal. You don't know who is normal today. But if they scan them and do what they have to do, we can't look down on homeless people. Because for one, you have to understand that when that fire happened with 17 people lost their life, many people were displaced. Your house could get burned out and you have to be put in a shelter. You can't look down at homeless people and cast judgment. We're not here to do that, man. We are here to lift up. But we need to come together as a community. We all can be homeless. Okay? But we're going back to the mental state of people who could take up a gun and kill somebody's child. Then you call that mental illness when they reach in the courthouse. But you're telling me that that person is a third-time offender, but you call it mental illness. Well, I think there was a time they were saying close down the prison. When you close down the prison, right? You have innocent people in prison, no, don't get me wrong, but we got to fight for those. But the people that you know is real murderers, right? But you say close down the prison, where are you going to put them? Where are you going to put them? The system is failing us. The system is failing us. How you doing, Pat Burke? I haven't seen you in a long time. I hear sweating. I don't know if I'm menopause, Pat, but only you could tell me. The system failing us. And everybody wants to be important in the community. Everybody's community, this community, that community. The days of community over. We need to call it a different name, because we don't even know what community leaders and community this is all about. Sandra Parbon, you know I'm not talking about you, because you're a fighter. And fighters have to win, because we need people in the community who can stand up, open their mouth, and speak out. You see, you all depend on politicians to do everything. That's not going to happen. Politicians alone cannot do this. It cannot work. I hear Chuck Schumer say that if he have to stop every car that coming over the bridge to search them for guns, we're going to be there forever. Well, Chuck Schumer, let's stay there forever. Donald Trump said he was going to put up a wall. Well, you hold up the traffic. I am sorry who's going to hate me tonight, but my life and my children is important. There's mentally people walking around. They have them in group home. And as the morning come, they put them on the street. Where are they going? Tell me where they're going. They hang out in the laundromat, the corner store. They sit down on the corner until it's time to go back in. We got to find resources and training and help for these people, not just put them out on the street. Okay? Pat, you can't help me with the men. No man, are the wig. That's how we do it. You see, when you sweat and people say, man, you're sweating, say it's the wig. because nobody wants to say they're going through menopause. We're being trained to lie. We're being trained to lie. Parents, we hide every secret we can from our children because we don't want to put them through this. I'm guilty of that too. But the part I'm talking about, tell your children if your family went through mental illness. Tell them to look for it. And anything, talk to me. Lydia Jonas, how you doing, sweetheart? I am saying to you, you trying to tell me, as parents, it's too much for you to sit down with your kids when they're old enough to understand and say, if you ever feel down, if you ever feel like, you know, depressed, down, you get a breakup and you feel like you want to talk, come and talk, because I went through a stage when I was your age, and it's depression and it's not a good feeling, and explain to us that when we see it, we recognize it. But because we think we are the first one with it, we shame to go to people with it. All this time you don't know it been going through the family. How many times you have a wife, they break up with the husband. They cut off all the hair and they lie to you. I just feel like going bald, like tired of the hair. They lie. Depression make you do some crazy stuff. And people might say, what she know and she talking like say she been through it. Let's go there. Let's go there right now. If you think I have never went to the rock bottom, if you ever think that I didn't hit it, you have people just simply lie on you, that trying to bring you down and destroy you, cause you sleepless night and pain, and you won't believe where that could take you. Then behind that, somebody close to you die. Then behind that is something else. You hit rock bottom. But because of shame, and you don't want nobody to know, you're in your house crying, you're taking Tylenol, you're going to work because you have bills to pay, you're coming home, you're crying again, you don't want nobody to know what you're going through, you're suffering, but you're just dressing up because you just got to look right. Because if you look the way you feel, that's it. The best thing to do, let it out. And you know a lot of men, why they're going through it? You ever hear the parents, them, when you were growing up, hear them to the son? Shut up, where you do a cry. A boy your name, And the man them in the islands who feel that the little boy got to be done and got to act like the big and make the boy, you got to be a man, you got to man up. And they like to use the word man up. So the poor little boys want to cry to daddy, can't cry and tell daddy what they're going through. Because daddy in the back and mommy in the back, go sit down, where you cry like a little girl. And then they go to daddy and daddy say, you better man up and be a man and cry like a little girl. Then what you just did to the little son? You shut him down. So eventually he will never cry. He will never complain because you don't taught him boy is not supposed to cry. Our parents, half of them, is to be blamed for what some we are going through. Some fathers fail their sons, and half of them don't know what it is to be a man. They got to learn on the street or learn from another man. Half of us women was never taught how to love. Never had a mother say, I love you. Fathers just come home, put down the money, go to work, come home, look for the food to eat. When they get their food, they go and turn on the TV because they're supposed to see the news. No time to say, I love you. And the man them come now, use that as an excuse to tell you, when I grow up, I never had a father to tell me I love me, I never had a mother to tell me I love you, So they don't feel they should do it to you and break that generational curse. Nobody break that. The excuse is, when I was growing up, I didn't have nobody to tell me this, and I didn't have nobody to tell me that. So if you didn't have it, and you see how it felt, and you see the pain it caused you, you don't break that by saying, I'm not going to allow that to happen to my child. You sit back and say, well, that's what I went through, and that's what I was taught. But you're around people that you see doing it. You hear people telling you, you got to adapt. You got to change that cycle for your children. The kids are crying out right in your face, and you're telling them, sit down. You're a man. You cry like a girl. And island men do that a lot. They like to be in their son's face, telling them, boy, when me was your age of 14, me done had 2 girls. Me done had woman pregnant. Go be a man, man up. That's what they do to us. And then you come here and you find a romantic southern man, want to hold your hand, hug you, and you shun him or you shun her. And then you hear the island man them, yo, me a big man, me not no woman to tell me what to do. My mother never tell me what to do. And then walk the street, them look bad. But the woman can't tell them they not dress right, because them a man. Them wear what they want. The woman supposed to tell me nothing. Think me a boy, me a big man. And them don't know how to love. They don't know how to be affectionate. But because them work and pay the bills, them call themselves a man. We are living in a bubble. At times somebody tell I about I yourself. And if I'm going to use this program, it's going to be about that. Because it's time we come out of the bubble we're living in and live real. Island people, mental illness can drag us down because of shame and pride. You hear Shara say, she mother, she only friend. You know why we do that? Sometimes we even go to the parents them. Generational curse is the worst. Yes, Paula. You go to some of the mothers where they don't know no different. Then what they going to teach you if that's all they know? You have to have somebody in your life who could elevate your way of thinking. Because if the only thing you know is what they taught you, it's just like growing up. You know how much time people did and they tell me walk in and do a backward. And poor me going to do a backward because them say if me don't want the ghost coming with me going backward. And you know all know this nonsense. I met me sometime me go a funeral and come home, me think the ghost in a house with me. They mess us up, Molly, you log on. That's right. Share the life. Yeah. That's what my friend, music man Molly say. He log on and share the live. Molly, that me talk about. Our parents, half of them is to be blamed for what the children of today, like me, is going through. Is only now a lot of young man like Molly Media probably have a little daughter and hug her and say, Daddy love you. And sometimes it's the hardest thing to do because nobody train you how to do that. Nobody ever tell you they love you when you were growing up. That you come now trying to do it, it feels strange. It feels weird. That listen, if you even find somebody who want to do it because you're not accustomed, you say, man, you keep me hot, man. All over me, man. Make this woman all over me so you could love so. You understand? They not teach us, Caitlin Douglas, how you doing, sweetheart? Even right now on social media, you have some family on there. They know that you and them are family. You may not know them because some of them come out with all kind of weird name. They come out with a name, the name Icy Tone, Sugar Lips. Who me know name Sugar Lips back when I was growing up? If you have a strange name, but you know, this person carrying the real name and they say a family, reach out and just say, hey, just want you to know, you're my cousin, da 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 da. Meet your family. Them right there on the page with you, and they wouldn't even say hello. Because they don't know how to love their own family. They don't know how to love. Hear what I said to you. Well, I didn't grow up. Yes, that's what they call themselves, Eve, sugar lips. If you hear some of them name, that I have to go and ask, who is that person? And they say, oh, that's so-and-so daughter, and that's so-and-so. You don't know them and they know you, but they're not going to reach out. And they're on your page all 5-10 years, and you never know they're your cousin. You raise up in a society where you don't know nothing other than go to school, go to Sunday school, wash up the dishes, take out the garbage, make up your bed. And they say they raise you well. And you grow up loveless because you don't know nothing about love. You grow up angry, you grow up bitter. And the man that find a good woman who try to tell them how to put themselves together and love them, you're controlling them. You're trying to make them boy. You want to tell them what to do. But you have a man like Caitlin now, who probably find a nice girl that say, baby, don't wear that. When you hear the name baby, you're shocked. Because calling you baby and all seem like too much. You can't handle it. You're not accustomed. Menopause. Some of your women have got through it. Face it and live with it. And stop let it be shame. You was told you're going to go through it. Is your body. Some people go through it from 40 because of men, because of some, you could have something you went through that caused you to go through early menopause. Sometimes the woman come and the woman just want to put the foot up on the man and just be relaxed. Take your foot off of me, man. Your foot too heavy. Hey, Mitch, you got your foot on me. They don't know how to love. They don't know about the word emotion. Valentine's come, they bring home this big teddy bear where can come through the door with a bunch of candies in it where you're not going to eat. And they think they're doing something special. Now wait till Valentine's to buy me a teddy bear. If you know me love teddy bear, buy me teddy bear anytime you could buy it. You got to love every day. You have some man, they've never been loved by the parents. So it's hard for them to love a woman. That even when a woman loves them, they don't know how to embrace that. They embrace the roughness. That's what they're accustomed to. The roughness. Like, yeah, you don't cook yet. You're still a cook. You're still in the kitchen. You know, long. And you hear them thing there and you say, Jesus. Them is not my kind of thing anymore. I want to hear baby. So what we eat tonight? That's why I can never leave you your cut back because that's right, baby. You want to hear some romance in the man's voice, make you shiver. And Nikki Brooks sing the song Shiver. That's what you're looking for. You want somebody who will make you shiver. That when he speaks, his voice just speak a language to you that you long to hear. If you're crying over your son, and imagine you coming home to a man, and all him talk to you is, so where you come from? I want to take you so long. What? Every night you, and that's all you hear in your house. That's all you hear. What? And the moment you try to even say, baby, it's going to be, come on for me, man. Come on for me. Who wants that in 2022? Change the cycle, man. Change it. If they never taught you, yes, leave him. Then people tell you, you leave the man because him rough and him a pay the bills. And so you're an idiot. No, the person will tell you that I'm an idiot and should not be your friend. Because that friend no better than you and no better than him. You understand? So when you find them people who can elevate your psyche, you better run. You ever see a set of friends together and all of them have the same mindset? We're going party tonight. You buying a new wig this week? Yeah, mom, I buy 2 new wigs. And all of them attack. Wig, party, this. They're friends. They're going to hang together. Now, you're going to hear them. I can't deal with you, man. You're too churchy. You too holy. You live life to this. Life short, man. You have to enjoy life. That's all them talk about. And they think because you home with your foot up, watching the news, eating your porridge, drinking your sorrel, where my friend make for me with full of rum like she want to jump me off, right? They think that you're not living life. Your life is your life. Live your life to please you, not to please nobody else. That's what break down a lot of your mental mind, because you're too busy trying to live like somebody else and you can't do it. Daniel, how you look live from the Bronx, Donnie? You cannot live like nobody. You busy watching them wearing different wigs every week. And you don't even know if they dye the wig every week. But you running out to buy the same color wig every week and put yourself in an expense. And then at the end of the month, you can't pay your bill because you have to keep up with them. You're in the wrong lane. It's not even for you. Some of you hanging out with people that you don't even feel like you're fit in. You don't even feel right with them, around them. But you just feel like you have to fit in. Find your lane and walk in that. It's like some people out there, every politician look good, they want to be a politician. Everybody in a community, I do something, they want to be a community. Do you know what community is? You think I saw community start and end? Community is giving up you. You have to have a heart for community. You have to love people. You want to change the world. You don't want to do it because you approve something and you want to be like somebody. You ever see somebody and as soon as you see them do certain things, you say, wait, she tried to be like Paula. He tried to be like Cuthbert. You could see Cuthbert in that person and they're around Cuthbert so much that you say, but wait, everything the man they do make me feel like a Cuthbert. Them just watching people too much and want to be like them. That's why we don't have no change. Everybody doing the same thing. Everybody wants to be like somebody else. Everybody's a cut. Listen to me, man. If you come up with something different from the next man, you know how beautiful the world would be. You ever see a garden and you plant different roses in there and flowers in there, and it's so beautiful? But everybody wants to be like somebody. If you bald and I have a wig and somebody have long hair, we all is a combination and we all look beautiful. Put it all together, women. Black women, we would look beautiful. Good night, Curtis and St. Kitts. We all are not homeowners. Somebody got to rent. Because some homeowners, they're in their house this winter. And trust me, them can't turn on the heat because they can't pay for the heat. And I'm not envying nobody. I'm talking truth. Them can't pay for the heat. The heat bill kill them. But they're fighting to say they own a house. Try go to the house, go visit. They tell you don't take off your shoes and your socks because the floor cool. You understand? You cannot sit down and try to be like nobody. Shirley Tripico own a big house with backyard and front, and I used to go there and we sit down in the backyard and Shirley get up and say, I'm selling my house. I had enough of this. And when Shirley sold a house, she's downsized. And I tell Shirley all the time, and she can tell you, I said, it's going to come a day where the house going to mean nothing to you. Those climbing steps, those backyard ain't going to mean nothing to you. You ever get house when you have children and you say, I want a house, me have to get a house because you have your kids. You watch the kids, them come, get grown and gone, leave you in the same house. And the house don't mean nothing to you after a while. Live your life, enjoy your life. Why you worrying so much about what the next man have? Parents, I'm speaking to you today. Tell your children, yes, Philbert, they need to refocus. Tell your children what you went through, what they should expect, what runs in the family. Don't hide it from them. You're destroying their future. Because the minute they go through something, shame gonna take them. Because they did not know. So many have gone through it before them. Mental illness is not just something people get up tomorrow and say they want to do. There's some people gone psycho because of the weed they're smoking or something they smoke and they mess them up. Look at that black man. Was he in Brooklyn? where he went to buy drugs. Big actor. And what they put in there for him. He's no longer with us. Right? He's dead. Children smoke and they can't take it and it messed them up. And because they don't want to take medication, they never come back to themselves. Parents have to give up because they can't control them in the house. They're losing them. They're gone. And no matter what you tell them about medication, they're telling you straight because the word drugs have gotten to them so much that people tell them drugs is bad and drugs not good. Well, let me ask a question just like the COVID. How much of us out there say drugs bad, but the minute your pressure gone up too high and doctor give you blood pressure medicine, because you want to live, you're taking the blood pressure medicine, right? But the children have a little mental problem or they can't sleep or they just need balancement. No, put me pick me pan no medication. I put me pick me pan no drugs. And the child will walk around every day in the street naked, running himself wild, want to kill his own mother, but don't put my child on no medication. Some of us parents are failures to our children. Young men growing up today don't know what it is to be a man. Good night, my loving Monique Francis. Don't know what it is to be a man. All because a father didn't take time to show a son how to love. Do you know how many young men take abuse from women? All because of the sake of what we call lacking what it is to be loved. Family today don't know how to embrace each other because some of us come from the same set of family history who don't know how to love. But Monique, I thank you that every time you talk to me, you don't end without saying, I love you cause. And I cannot, even when I'm mad at you, don't say, I love you cause. Because we decide we're going to change those cycles. We're not going to teach our children emptiness. Fill them up, teach them how to love. Paula, you may love and you may lose, but continue loving. Because the right person is going to come who's going to say, this is all I was looking for. Sometimes we just love the wrong people. And some people use their past relationship to judge others. That's because sometimes they're still hurting, Cuthbert. Sometimes you are hurting and you're still in pain and you're going to love again, but you're not over the past pain and you take it with you. Sometimes you have to take time out and grieve. Grieving is not just for the dead. It's not just for the dead. Grieve for those who are alive. Celebrate your son life, Eve. Every time I watch you, Eve, my heart cries. Paula, sometimes I cry because I'm a mother, but I don't know what it feels like, even though I lost family to gun violence. Yes, I did. Yes, I do. Some cases have not even been sought. I still don't understand what it is. I remember Ramali Graham. Every time I walk up into that mother house and I watch the bathroom where Ramali Graham was shot by those officers, I had to wonder. The bathroom is as close to me as it is to me doing this. How can you hold a gun, point it at somebody, and thought you're just shooting them, but you're not killing them. You're just shooting them. I shoot him, but I didn't mean to kill him. I want to know where that come from. Life. Yes, life. We can't pay the price for life. But anger will make you do a lot of things that you don't want to do. There's some good, listen to me. You ever see a man dead and you go to a funeral? Remember, the man dead or not? Because him killed 3 people and maybe one managed to shot him and he dead. Go to that funeral. Tell me if you're going to hear anybody in there say he was a bad boy, he was a no good, he was a this. Your first thing you're going to hear mother say, my son was a good son. Sometimes you have to understand, you have some mothers out there raise their children to be the best. And sometimes those children go out and get caught up. Good kids trying to live among their friends and try to be down. Some kids are angry. Some kids are bitter. Some kids are walking around crying out. Let me tell you, me have a parents will tell me when my son was 14 and her son was 14. And I get down on my son, and you know what she tell me? I never forget. She said, when him dead, me bury him because him now listen. And they will say to the kids, when you're dead and him take your life, me just bury you. And the son slam the door and walk out. And if they call that mother tonight and say, somebody just killed your son, you wouldn't believe that's the same mother crying for her son. Sometimes parents' heart are heavy too. Them can't take no more. Sometimes single mothers raising sons, boys in a time like this. And the son them overthrowing them, overpowering them. No help. Them not even want to fall in love because no help. They feel like they're carrying a burden and they don't want to give it to somebody else. Them son grow up to be 6'2" and the mother 5'4" like blossom, short like a blossom. How you gonna fight a young man like that when you tell him can't? And him say, don't tell me what to do. The world is messed up. Eve says she really wish she could say how she feel. Mental illness will find you after losing my son. Eve, trust me. My son watch his friend commit, not watch him, but walk into the house. And there was bringing out his friend who commit suicide. And he flipped. And all because he said, why didn't she talk to me, mom? And no matter how I tell him, if she didn't talk to her own mother, why would she talk to you? Then to find out why some of these children do the things they do. Because they think, as Shira said, the only friend I have is my mother. If the only friend you have is your mother, and your mother don't know any better, you in trouble. Valencia Wills, now you're doing Antigua. Josephine Kelly. They tell them straight up, they will tell their sons. The day you dead, me bury you. They even take out insurance on the kids. I prefer to help a mother bury the son who didn't have money than to go to a funeral because mother is there. And you say, why she not cry? Because she have a $50,000 life insurance. She think she going to spend because son dead. You want your children. You love your kids. You don't wish to see them in a casket. I feel any mother that loses a son, that, especially a good son, you send him to school, and the child come home every day to show you, I love you, mom. Good night, mom. Hug you to bed because you don't have a husband. You don't have, it's just you and your one son. And you coming home to tell me because somebody went go rob him over his sneakers or something you give to your child. And they couldn't get it, they take your son life. No, that's something for you to tell me that me not going crazy over. Me won't wear wig no more because I wouldn't have time for wig because I'd be pulling out my real hair. Them is nonsense. People talk about community. If you want to do something in the community, let's come together first as mothers, as women, and stop envy each other so much. Work with each other. If you're selling bag, I buy bag from you. If you're selling shoes, I buy shoes from you. If you're selling here, but guess what? The minute you start to sell here and you look like you're doing good, your friend, if you have the friend, them circle friend around you who is not your real friend, they're going to sell here too, Because they're trying to outdo you now. Instead of saying, I'm going to bring my bags over and you bring your hair over, we rent this one place, you sell bags and I sell hair. And together, we're doing it. We can't do that anymore because everybody wants to make sure that my business doing better than her business and I'm going to show her something. We are living in a world of crab barrel. Sweetheart, and when we fail, we want to kill everybody. People, I'm going to tell you something. The day we want to talk about Black history, we need to focus on us and our history. Let's start with our family history. Don't tell me about Martin Luther King that the world know about. We know what he fight for. Spend time looking into your family history. Some of us grew up raped by our own fathers. Some of us grew up and watch our mothers being molested. And if you talk, them slap you in your mouth. So you grow up with that. And it makes you bitter that when you grow up, if you watch your mother get abused, you as a woman, you don't grow up to hate man. If your mind is not strong, you grow up, you don't want to see no man. Then people watch you talk you down and then I wonder where it's coming from. You never get no help. You never get no therapy. And then when you get old enough now, the only thing your mother tell you to go find a job to help pay the bills. But they never say, let's sit down and talk. And if you try to talk to them, you know what they tell you? You don't know what me been through, you know. So nobody come, we don't want to talk about it. Them shun you down. Parents, instead of going out and show me your big lobster you eat, go home with it. Sit down with your children and talk over it. Tell them what you've been through and what you're going through. You know, some parents and public assistants getting help to feed them and their children. And they're ashamed because of pride. Especially if you come from the island, oh boy, you hear them. She live in America and up there on public assistant. How are them living in America for better them come home? You live in America, you come here to survive because you couldn't survive back home then. And if you come here and you go through it in America, nothing wrong with that in your country. But thank God you're surviving. But pride again. We rather, you know what a sweet me is when somebody you say I'm not going public assistant, nobody catch me for no welfare. Me not do that. Boy, I go to people's house. We get public assistant who buy up the little lobster and the shrimp and go and go cook and I you sit down and eat it. I tell you about these people. Keep people out of your house. There's some people who supposed to come in front your door, take what you get and tell them goodbye. And then there's some people who come in and cut their foot and sit in your living room. Those are your real friends. You understand? Do not feed people who full of pride. And if they won't go welfare, but you go welfare, and as soon as you get your little welfare money and you go shopping, they want to go shop with you too, you know. And they want to come in your house, come eat what you have, you know. But them are the same people I tell you, not me and them, but they catch me in them welfare. They even give away food. Me not going to the line. But if you get it and you take it to them house and give them take it. Full of pride. Pride a kill away. Do you know a lot of people come in this country and the parents tell them, you say if you know, you better go to school. And the minute you go to school and you want to, no, go to school, go take up nursing. Try not pick it up. Them get menopause on you. That time you don't want to be a nurse. But you be a nurse because you're trying to please your mother or your father. Because they know, you know, they don't grow up in a way where them have to look big and them have to go, I'm going to say, my daughter is a nurse. My son is a this. And them not tell you that's what they want to go to school for, you know. But you ever grow up, remember in the island, you go and go tell your mother about you there with some fisherman. When she done dash you out of the house, she dash you out one time and you fall 10 times. And when you get up with the bruise and they say, what happened to you? And my mother licked me down, why? But come and tell me there with the fisherman John. Fisherman John, you are going? What you do with a fisherman? You don't have no pride, something wrong with you. But guess what? In America now, you will show the fisherman, they were fish expensive. If you had a fisherman went out to go out in a boat and bring back 10 pounds of fish and give you to eat, and the lobster, then where you pay the money for, where you, some of you have to get little food stamp to buy lobster. Food stamp cut you off, you never eat lobster again. Some of you only eat big because a little freeness, you know. Because if it wasn't for that, You couldn't afford it. You ever see the price of food now in America? And I'm going to tell you about how because food's scarce. Because them Chuck Schumer and them put up the little food stamp and the people them, and so they raise up the food. But then I realize hardworking people can't afford to buy the food we're out there. Not everybody get it. So everybody has suffer. But pride again is killing we in America. I said they don't want to go to food stamp. They don't want to go get public assistant. But try send home the public assistant, barrel them to the island. My girl, you don't want to see them down there eat your food. But let it come America and see where you have to go through to get it. And how you live yourself. You live in America, you're better off you go home in the island. What are you here all these years? I said it home for them. What are we spoil them? You must stop it. Stop it. Stop sending the barrel them home every time I get the little food stamp. They make people think I saw America life easy. And then they run and come here. When they come here to shack up in the little one room with you, them say, oh, here you live all this time. I may think you live in America and you do good. No, mommy, I go back home. You see them going back home and they come up every year. Just on a vacation. They don't want to live with you. They don't want to live like you. But if they're down there and you could send it to them, they will take it. You see, we have to change us as Black people for Black history. And stop going around talking about politicians. We have to change we first. And watch a change come in our community. We are crab in a barrel. When you see the gunman, them a kill gunman, them know each other. Sometimes the parents, them crying together because when your son shoot somebody, half of the time you end up in the islands, you know the mother of the child that your son killing her. So that mother cry, your mother cry, the family cry, everybody falling apart. Who is gonna help who when all of we falling apart? Merlin Sanders, how you doing, sweetheart? Who is going to help who? But we say the politician them need to do. Let me ask you a question. How much parents could look at me say this tonight and tell me a chat foolishness? Some of the parents, them son and daughter come, them go sleep at night. I don't know what time the daughter and son come in, you know. And the little girl 16 and 15, you know. And you hear me, you know, when she come in at night time, you know, because when she come in, me have to go to work, so me go on my bed, go sleep. And the little girl just feel like she's the boss in the house now, you know. Mommy can't tell she nothing. But as they come home with the first baby, the stress come upon the mother. Because she can't take care of baby, you know. So mommy don't have to go but take care of this baby. And then you going now say, I chew my grandchild. And chew when me not grow up, you know. And my grandmother raised me and me know how hard life is. And they hear you say all that sweetness. And you depend on social media. My first grandchild. And everybody, congratulations. And your daughter watch. And she feel good. Now everybody pick up your child with pretty. Your grandchild pretty. And because everybody say the pretty now, the mother now no stop post a picture every day. And they gonna say my business and it's none of she business. But them home a cry. So if you talk now, you hear them cuss you know. They cuss you out, you know. But behind closed door, you hear them. She was right. You can bring picnic in ya. Me can't even get to do what me have to do. Me can't get to go where me have to go. Me have to sit down here, babysit. Joyce Byron, how you doing, sweetheart? And they're going on and they're cussing out the picnic, you know, but on social media, they got to make social media feel like them living the good life. Become me a grandmother now, you know. And everybody, congratulations. Proud of you. Me not have one yet. Because you know what? I told my sons, get your education, get a good job, that in case you get picked me, you could take care of it. You could see me here, we don't matter already. And love to sleep when we don't eat me big bowl of porridge. And I gonna sit down and tell me want to go sleep. But you gonna tell me, Mommy, you go watch a baby because my friend have a baby shower. Now their friend have baby shower now too, you know. So they got to go baby shower. You got to watch that child for them to go out with their friend. And by the time they come back, you're not gonna sleep because you have to go work a morning. And you broke down, you fall apart now because you raise grandchildren. Me sorry to say this. I think when our children them get children, they have to raise them the way we raise ours. Or teach them. Teach them. Tell them not under my watch. Because when push come to shove, if you can't take care of it, it's me got to take care of it. Talk to your children, them real talk. Tell them how you was brought up. But at the same time, you can't raise them the way you was brought up. Too much of you want to bring up our children the way we was brought up. Okay? And that nonsense have to stop. Break the curse, break the generational curse. There's nothing tell you can you wake up with one pair of shoes. You remember they had really little black shoes, everything you have on. You have on a red dress, pink dress, green dress, you have on the little one pair of black shoes. I go to church. And you think you're sharp, you did not think about matching. Not a thing, because you just have the one pair of black shoes. And the other pair, shine it up on a Sunday because school on Monday. So you know the shoes for church and the shoes for school. But that not say because we come now where we could do a little better and the children then go have a little more, they can't have it. But you have to teach them if they don't have it to just learn how to. Remember we used to say, make do with it. But are we spoil them, you know? Let me tell you something. Half of you all mother, you ever see some people come up where the children them born and them proud you hear when they show the picture up on Facebook to impress people, they want you to see the child's shoes. The child wear name brand and the child can't even walk yet. But hey, if you could afford it and your money, you buy it. But I'm gonna tell you, you may say my money, and if me want buy me pick me $200 shoes, the day you can't buy it. You better watch out for when the picnic come in and say, but that's all you all used to buy for me, and now you won't tell me you can't buy it. And when the child start to have the attitude, you want somebody now come. Tell me about your car social service. When the picnic start to drape you up, do not spoil them. I used to go payless for all my kids, payless. Because if my children them small and they're not going nowhere, but in my hand, in my car, they don't walk. When me I go buy them name brand shoes for? You know when I buy them name brand shoes, when they was able to walk on snow and cold ice, and we go into school and me drop them and I want the foot to be warm, you buy them decent boots and decent shoes. But when they pick me them small, listen, me just a cut through everything called Black History Month. Me talk about black people. You ever sit down and watch some of you go a baby shower? And in the baby shower, man, if you see what they bring for the children, them, a child not born yet. And by the time the child born, the child don't outgrow all the clothes. And all of them are name brand. But I choose some of you know the trick. You even wear the clothes, them now with the tag on it. And when you're at the party and the people say, oh, I was just pulling out. Nobody pull off the tag, leave the tag on me shirt, no pull off the tag. And because when they're done, go tomorrow, you go buy the shirt. You walk in the same store where they go back or take back the shirt. And you look on the store owner and I say, me no know me take up the shirt, but we have a stain on it. And the owner don't know where the stain come from. And the shirt where somebody returned back from the party. And that them do now. So you walk and watch what people wear. And you try to live like people. Clarissa Faye Crowley, how you doing, sweetheart? Try to live like people. And you're going to go broke trying to live like other people. And you don't know how them do it. When I was growing up, you ever happy when you could wear your own sister shirt and your own cousin shirt? You swap. Me wear this shirt. And me say, lend me the shirt you had on last week now. And I saw we come up and we happy. Even now, if you have your little sister and she has some, you say, lend me that wig you had on. Let me wear it this week. And you just go on and live your life. But no, you want your own. No, yours are yours and mine are mine. Everybody got to outdo each other. People don't have friends no more, you know. The word friends is like Facebook friend, this friend. The word friend is just used to common. Because if we're real friends, we will have real talk. But half of we don't have the friends that have real talk. When your friend them call you, Instead of talk about your breakup, follow fashion. That's true, Marvin. Follow fashion. Talk about your little breakup you went through. The pain it caused you. Sometimes me and Paula get pan. Paula, me not chat your business. But sometimes me and Paula get on the phone. My friend Paula, tonight you could call me after the show and cuss me out. But when me and Paula get on the phone, we talk about she last breakup, what she went through, and we go through things, and me help her because we have to heal. If me go through something, me supposed to be able to call and talk to my friend, cry, and when it done, it's between me and her. Me dear, when some of them get off the phone, notice Simone Jones just called me. And what Simone tell me? She did tell me how she man bang up last night. Instead, I got tell somebody else. So what you tell her? Girl, me not tell her thing. Me not get between grown people. Them grown and them. But you call yourself her friend. But somebody else got to know what she call you and talk to you about. Me not keep up friend, Me no keep up much friend. This a one hand and me crazy friend Paula and Shirley Tripico, Shirley, when she ready, she lose it. She cry over she dog. She cry over everything. But Shirley called me at 12 o'clock at night and I'm gonna answer my phone because when I need Shirley gonna be there for me. And when she wanna fight with me, she could fight with me. And me just tell her she mad and we keep going on. Is we failing ourselves, trying to look like everybody. Before me go make my hair straight, me put on a straight wig, take it off when me finish and throw it down. Any man want me have to know me not pretty all the time. Can't be pretty all the time. You got to see me natural here, me kinky here. You got to see everything about me. And you got to love me for that. Even when me fat, man, you could walk and lose weight. But you can't get beauty if you're not born with it. So nobody look down upon a woman if them big because I could lose weight tomorrow and sexy. That is what we have to talk about. Simone, how you doing? I notice you give me up, but it's all right. Me still love you, but the kind of love now is not. Me tell you off. But let me tell you something. You hear me? I just talk about people in the community. And I'm going to say this. Simone, me see somebody in the community today put down a piece of video somebody sent to me. And when me see that video, this me say politician must be a ball when they hear that talk. You will swear to God that since they come in the community, you give out little free food. How they say crime gone down. Them kind of nonsense. This is a Black History Month, so me talk about black people. Everybody wants to look important and feel important. And they will destroy you at no cost to look important. Do you know if we come together and work together as a people, we will stop complaining about what politicians are not doing. Because politicians depend on us. And we put elected officials in office to help us. People don't understand what politicians, that they call politicians. I don't know no politicians because I only deal with elected officials. People we elect to serve. You have to understand their role and what they're supposed to do for you. You all call them for everything. Dagger back too hard. You call a politician the dagger back in my backyard. Your pipe bust, you call a politician, pipe burst in my backyard. You want politician come save everything. Your child out of control. Your child not going to school. This is not a politician thing. If the politicians have resources that can help you, you gather that information. But look at the police officer that the family called into their home in Harlem that went in there and come out as a dead man. That police officer have family too. But you know what you are going to say? Oh, well, they're here to protect and serve. But they didn't sign that they're here to protect and serve. And then everybody could dead on their job. You all have to learn to respect people in authority. But everybody have a thing. They just like to know people in authority because they like to step over the bound. Now, Simone is a chief of staff. Everybody will go and call Kevin Riley. Well, not Kevin Riley from Jamaica, man. Me know him father. Me grow up with the father. So they're not going to the chief of staff because they want proof to you. They have ranks. I know the councilman. No. Senator Bailey. Every time I see him, I say, Senator Bailey. I don't say, Jamal. No, we must have respect for people title. They want to be all up in, oh, Jamal, of course we know Jamal, we could call him. Hey, Jamal. Jamal, our chief of staff. We step over our bounds too much. We are a bunch of crazy people in this community, and half of we don't even know we have mental illness. Somebody have to tell them. Somebody have to tell these people they have mental illness. People can't just go around and destroy and pull down and shake down and call that normal. That's not normal behavior. When I found out what somebody did to me a couple of months ago, it could have driven me crazy. Everybody asked me, why am I silent? I said, because I know how to pray. And if anybody know me and know what I'm all about, they will know what to believe. So why do I care that somebody set out to destroy me? And write it down to, text it to somebody. That watch me. They like to use the word watch me. Watch what? I am blind to the community lately because my work that God called me to do, no man can do that. So I can't focus on what another man doing because everybody's supposed to focus on what they're doing. That's what gonna make the world easy. But we sit down. As soon as we have a new Bronxboro president, we want the new Bronxboro president come clean up crime. The mayor gone in, him supposed to clean up crime. The virus come out, the politician them supposed to clean up the virus. Jesus have mercy. We're in a failing society. And we have to go into our homes, ask ourselves tonight, what are we not doing right in our own home? Let's start in our home. Let's start in our backyard. And if we start cleaning up some things that is wrong, oh, how beautiful our community will be. And listen to me. I had to check on a friend of mine today, an old man in the 12th district. Let me not say old man, an older man than myself. I called him, I said, I love you. I've heard from you, I haven't seen you. He said, my God, Avril, do you know what it feels like to get a phone call? Do you know my eyes turn red? I wanted to cry. Simone, you know who it is? I wanted to cry because he said it means so much to hear his phone ring. We're failing each other. We're behind this text. Everything is a text. And we don't even understand. Sometimes people are crying behind the text. Sometimes you text people and they don't text you back. Only to hear 3 days later, I was dealing with so much. They see your text. They don't have the strength to answer. Dealing with so much. But I'm going to tell you something, my people. The only way we could take ourselves back is going back sometime. Everybody say, no, we got to move forward. Sometimes we got to take a look backwards. See where we're coming from, where we are today, and try to figure out sometimes we get here and we don't even know we get here. The text is failing us. We don't talk anymore. You have some seniors living in their house. They still have a house phone. All they want to do is hear it ring. And somebody on the end say, how you doing? Hold a conversation. Sometimes I'm going through things, you may not even know it because I'm still on Facebook, being my crazy self. But you don't know. In November, I lost my grandmother. And it keep happening, my aunt. Then they call me and say, this one gone, and this one gone. And in November alone, somebody said, how do you do it? I said, I don't know. I called Montefiore and I told my doctor, I just need somebody I can talk to. I'm losing it. Thank God for my doctor. We laugh now. She said, you was the most tight person I ever found to just help you to just break out and let it out. And when I cry and I release, I felt a headache, felt like migraine. That's because I was holding everything up here. Sometimes you don't want to bother. You know what some people like my friend Vinette will say to me? I call out my friend's name because I can do that. Vinette will say, I didn't call you because I know you were dealing with so much. I say, stop the nonsense. Some people say, well, I didn't call you because I know you're always busy. Everybody has an excuse. Yes, Pat Burke, Miss Jamaica, you know me always pretty up with the fake wig them. They have an excuse for not calling. We fail in each other. Call and let the person tell you that they're busy. Stop assuming people are busy. You know, sometimes me right here in my house all day, doing my work, playing my music, doing whatever I have to do. And me on the phone all day chat to Shirley. I chatting to Paula who call me 50 times a day if she feel like she have a problem. Me want my friend them call me because me don't want to hear my friend them jump to no window. Me don't want to hear them cut their wrist. Me don't want to know my friend them I got you nothing. And it's when them dead, me have to say why they didn't tell me. We prefer them call me. Let me tell you I'm busy. If I tell you, Lord, I can't talk right now, but we're going to do it later. We both understand each other. Me gonna call you back and we're going to cry together. If you can't tell your friends, don't use the word friend, because everybody a Facebook friend. If you can't tell somebody what you're really going through in life, consider them not your friend. Consider them somebody you know. But if you can't talk to them in silence and in confidence, and it's going to remain there, and when you leave there, you feel better, stop calling people your friend. The word friend is taken too serious by some people, that even on Facebook, some people not say hello to you. They turn mad posts, because some people on Facebook, they never see your page. They never see nothing you post. A lady called me, and if I'm wrong, I want somebody to tell me right now I'm wrong. Call me and come tell me. I want to talk to you because they have a problem. Right problem, Phipps, you remember? And here the first thing they said to me. I need your help. I'm like an idiot. Yeah, what's up? Lord, miss your grandmother dead and miss you lose so much people. Mind you, I end the friendship right there, so because I know the person, no. I lose my grandmother, I lose everybody, and I was going crazy. But that person need help, and the first thing they call me to remind me, but me don't know you do it because you lose your grandmother, and you do, and not one time they even on Facebook when I put up my grandmother to say condolences, or I'm you. Even when they lie and say I'm praying for you, because everybody say them I pray for you. I don't know what kind of prayer them I pray half of them. If she had even do that, I would have known she communicating. Some of them not even answer you. And some of them lie and tell you, me know they on Facebook, them page there, they see everything, but they know they panic. They say somebody tell them. When you're going through your crosses, you want to carry it alone because you don't want to burden people. You must have that person that you can burden. Miss Williams, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing, cuz? You must have that one person. If you don't have nobody and you're going to talk, but you don't have nobody you could cry to, sometimes no cry to your family, Sometimes them worse. They just like to know you're doing worse than them. Some friends like to know you're doing worse than them, Boy, and then you have problem once they know your secret. You better know who gonna die and go with your secret. Elizabeth Walker, yeah. You know how it is. You have some friend, them call you, them talk to you every day, but they tell people they not deal with you. And they can't come on social media, come right on your page and say they love you, Because the people them a chat you with, gonna bust them. I know them a hypocrite. But behind closed door, they depend the phone. Me no chat about me friend them. Any friend of mine, me a chat about, me a chat publicly. If me say Shirley always a cry over she dog, Shirley could cuss me. But Avril say, but that's my friend. If me say Vinette say she not call me because she deal with a lot and she like to lock down when she deal, me bust her out all the time and that. No, me know your friend for good times. I am for your friend when you're going through it. But some people just don't have that strength to call you to tell you what they're going through. That's what the pain is. It makes you so deep into yourself. You don't even have the energy to tell people where you go through. When it comes to that, you need help. Stop deny help. Even if you're a boss and own your business, you need to get counseling sometime. You need it. It's something that you need. That's what helps you to grow your business and become a good owner, good manager, good supervisor. Sometimes you have to get little counseling. We're living in a world today that depression comes from every angle. Friends betray you that you trust and believe in. Husband cheat on you. Some people can't take bun on. Bun make people burn up them life. Them end, the end right there. They gone mad. Talk it out. And me tell you some people, I am so bold. And my friend Problem could tell you. And Laurie can tell you, me could call these names. But these are people that know me. They don't hide the secret from me. I have some friends who do me some dirty, nasty, low down things you hear. And it come out to envy. You understand? And when you realize what envy can do, half of them need to be in jail. Because that's just like somebody taking a gun and pull a trigger. Do you know how people can set you up to lose your life over envy? Because they want to be in your footstep. They want to walk in your footstep. And when you see them can't do it, they will do anything to bring you down. Even if it's to make you look bad in front of the people that look at you as somebody decent. And because I know that devilishness, I hold my head up high. And people wonder how I do it and how I got over. Because I was trained what pain feels like. And when you feel pain and understand pain, you see when it comes right away before the headache, as it start to come on, you take the Motrin because you know that migraine is going to get bad. And when it get bad, you can't deal with it. You take the Motrin as soon as it start coming on. That's what I'm talking about. Once you know what pain is, you're going to learn how to deal with pain. But you're going to learn to avoid the things that cause you pain. Some friends, some family, even some church folks, sometimes if you even have to change the church, praise the Lord just gave me a word. If you got to change your church to see God's face, change your church. If you got to say no to some family and friends just to save your sanity, you got to change them. Regroup. You see, when people come in your ears and tell you things, you got to listen to who the messenger is. And when you see that messenger going around and doing it to other people, you realize that they are a mental case. You better run because you will be destroyed by that very person. Some people walking around with mad people and they don't know it. Let me give a joke before I go here, before I close out with a sermon. Me don't know who gonna hear this message tonight. And I hear a pastor man. I wonder if Miss Jones still listening. Miss Jones, if you're listening, say yes. Come on, why you hear this, yeah? Because I plan to come live with this. Because rewind and come again, somebody, some Facebook user say, you know, some people here on Facebook, then I have up no picture. It just say Facebook users. Boy, these people are something else. But anyway, I don't know if Miss Jones is still listening, but I'm going to say this. Me say, somebody send me a video And I don't know why they can send that to me, because this kind of thing here so can't pass me. Me say the pastor say, since him start to give out food in the community, the 47 precinct tell him crime gone down. This call for a different show. Pastors, some of you out there, is why the world in a crisis. Are you not living by the word anymore? You are not preaching the word anymore. You are afraid to preach the word. You are afraid to even upset all your members, because I might lose membership. Lose the members them. Clean up the church. It better you bring homeless people in our church and feed them than some of them people away in the church. That's why some people don't come church no more. Because some of them were in there, make them come out. And some of them pastors were walking around in their suit were too tight. Them need to close them church down like with the pandemic, close all the way down and go and fast and come back. Brass look like gold. You hear what me I say? Whoever the Facebook user say, yes. Me say them come, them walking around. You notice all Mavella, Libod. How you doing, Nichols? And HDP, somebody, some long name me can't pronounce. Remember me now went to school and get PhD. You understand? But let me tell you something. The world will fall apart. And you all just blame sinners, killers, people in prison. All the people them will do wrong. People will curse, people go party at them and destroy the world. And nobody pay attention to the churches. Me say that's a topic me have to hit. And I will come back to it. I don't plan to stay here all night, you know. But because it's Black History Month, me say clean up the black people them. I walk and white man do this, white man do this. The white man put us in slavery. The white man do this. Everything the white man do. And every day, I walk around killing off on your own, envying on your own, lying on your own, passing your own, envy your own. The little wig me have on here, I don't even know if it's synthetic here or real here, but me just like it and me buy it. And every time me go in, the girl say, you again, you don't need no wig. And me say, how much that? She say, listen man, just give me this and get out the place. Them throw me out, but they give to me cheap. Because them know me I go wear the wig. And me I tell people where they come from the wig, them cheap, but they make me look nice. You understand? So they're blaming Corona. Yes. They blame Corona for they blame Corona. They blame the party people. Thank you, Eve. You look nice on me, right? All right. I don't look like Vanessa Gibson, because lately our Branksboro president, why she with them look good, me for find out if I know who I make her up somewhere for just hang around for one day to look like the bar president. But hear what I'm saying. The church them need clean up. And I show some of these politicians, they see the pastor them and then the pastor them now live the right life. Well, how the pastor them gonna help the politician then? If you can't pray over the leaders, because your heart not set right, but remember, don't worry about the messenger, you know, because they could bring a good message, you know. So even if they bring a good message, take the message and run, leave the messenger, because some of the messenger, you don't want to be around them. Church is a business for some. And they make the real people, them who want to have church, can't have church. They used to cuss the big church like TDJX, but I went to TDJX church and I see what him do down there, and him feed and he no look down for nobody. But up here, I'm going at the church and me no looking at TDJX church and see nobody in there with no big hat and hat where are blind people. But up here, you would swear to God that if you don't have on the big hat and you're not spread out like this and your heels not 10 inches high, you not go church. Me stop dress up to go church. I dress to go weddings and I dress to go out. When I go in church, I make sure I dress down so God could dress up my heart. It's time for the church them to have looked into the fact that when they were closed, people's life was still getting saved around the world. The building don't have nothing to do with your heart. And may talk real talk. And who gonna tell the bishop of my church that I say can do it? Because I'm ministering to them too. It's time they stop dress up in church and dress up them heart. And half of these people out in the community we run behind our politician them, they're gonna fail them. You see how they go after Cuomo? Those women was with Cuomo all along and was with Cuomo. You see some of them with Cuomo picture, like they're so happy for the man to be kissing them, the big smile on their face. So you see how a smile can be deceiving. The same people them will turn around and say, he kissed me, he touched me on my breast, he do this and do that. But when they were doing it and they felt like they was in the, they was with the governor, it felt good until they realized there's a way they can use it to get what they want. Clean up the church and let's come back. Because I will be back for Black History Month to speak on the churches. We need more of God and less of us. This is Black History Month, and we're going to clean up Black folks. Instead of keep repeating what the white man do. You know how much white people do things and done dead gone? Them no here. And every day I get up and talk about what the white man do in the cotton field. I want to know how much cotton field you see lately. Learn to love so you could show love to your own. That's what missing. Coming back with part 2. Parenting and secrets in the family. That's destroying us. Family, life secrets. That is what destroying us. We're living life of lies. Grandmother, great-grandmother, mother, afraid to tell us what they've been through. Is when some of we get sick. Is when we figure out that the health issues was in the family a long time. You ever go to the doctor and they find something and they say, do you know anyone in your family who suffer from depression? Here you, no. You answer before they finish talking. All because you shame. And you feel if you tell somebody, you feel down and you feel out. Shirley, they call me and Shirley cried. I miss my dog. I wish I had my dog tonight. Well, when Shirley cried over she dog, well, you could imagine somebody will miss their boo. Cry. Clarissa Crawley, my dear, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for putting up with me. God is in control. But I have a video to come back. And some of y'all pastors, y'all need checking out. Some of you send people to hell. And you are still going to funeral. Go pray over them. You know, save them when they was alive. Every time there's gun violence, some of you guys line up with the politician then. Stand up because camera upon you. And you don't ask yourself, when was the last time you stopped to talk to a young man on the street? Half of you afraid of the young people and by you say how you try to save the young people. They're crying out. They need help. I could tell you some of the places that some of your pastors won't even go. Because you all are pastors. And that's where you all are needed. We'll be back right here on the Avril Show.
Friends will move on. New friends will be found. Old love can die. nothing keeps a good woman down.
That's my friend right there singing that. Samantha Cummings, nothing keep a good woman down. To all who stay up, Karen Grant, Merlin, Clarissa Faye, Janet Richardson, Elizabeth Walker. Davin Francis, how you doing, family? Eve Hendricks, stay strong, stay encouraged. Oh my goodness. Marvel, a long time I haven't seen you. Problem Phipps, Joyce Byron, Elizabeth Walker, Aisha Key Williams, Pat Burke. Oh, if I don't call your name, Simone, it's nice to see you in such a long time. Empress, I'm here if you need me, my girl. We're going to stick together as strong women in this community. Josephine Kelly, be careful, be nice in Texas. Cuthbert Dixon, thanks for always being on my nerves. Monique, thanks for putting up with me, but you always let me know I love you, cuz. Curtis Crook, thanks for putting up with me. Sandra Parburn, continue to do what you're doing in the community. Help the community. Caitlin Douglas, thank you. You're never afraid to call me out on Facebook and show me love. Lydia Jonas, you got my number, baby. Music Man Molly, true. Just continue to log on. We're going to support each other. Paula, I can't get enough of you even when I have enough of you. Shirley Tripico, no matter what happened, I'm going to be here because you've been there. Shara Queen, I don't care what you say, your only friend is your mother. But I could tell you one thing, you know when to call my number. And I'll always be there for you, sweetheart. I love you. To everyone, Philbert Albert, Jackie Williams Morrell, Ashanta, the woman getting ready to say, I do. And I will be there to hear you say it. And if you don't watch it, I might want to borrow your dress. Even if I just got to put it on and wear it to church. Dorothy Shaw, everyone who I can't see but you listen. I thank you so much for putting up with my rant and rave. Myrtle Williams and everyone out there. We have to clean up. We have to do some cleaning up in our family backyard for Black History Month. Never be afraid as a child to ask your mother a question. And when them can't answer, that's when you know there's a problem. Parents, break down to your children and let them know so they'll understand that they're not alone. Stop leaving your children to suffer in silence. And to all the friends them out there, we call people them friend. If you're afraid to tell them your business, they're not your friend. They're your associate. They might be somebody you know, somebody you went to school with. You see the problem you all have? Oh, I know for 40 years. We went to school together. I know for 30 years. But that's the one we have the knife in your back. You hear people always a walk a call you and a chat. Them friend. And they got to hide all of a sudden. Them can't be around them friend. Them got to hide. And because them a chat off them friend with people. So when you're on social media, they can't come on your page like everybody and have a good time and say, how you doing, my friend? Because people going to say, wait, did she just say my friend? She chat off with me last night. Well, anybody will come chat my friend them with me. Them have a problem. And when me done with them, me not have to tell my friend nothing. They going to see my friend and hang them head. Because they're going to afraid to tell my friend I was trying to talk to Avril about you. But when she finished with me, I just had to hang my head down. Nobody could be so evil to know that me and somebody are friend and you are come chat. My friend, anything you chat, my friend, then we are supposed to be able to chat each other when we're done. If I come and talk about Shirley to LaShanta, when I see Shirley, I'm supposed to say, I was just telling LaShanta about you. What you all was talking about me with? I was telling her I don't like your wedding dress and I don't love it, or I love your wedding dress and oh my God, I'm so. The talk that we should be talking about each other. We should be able to talk it at a table. But this thing between me and you, meanwhile, everybody they talk to, they say between me and you, because they don't want it get out. When me talk to my friend, them not say between me and you. Me say, hey, I have to tell you something, girl. And when we don't talk, we say good night. We don't have to worry if she going to tell somebody else. And if you tell another friend, that friend's supposed to say, yes, she told me. That's what friends do. But you already secret, everything is a damn lie. Lying at the church, lie upon the pulpit, lie with their friends, lie in the party, lie about the wig cost $20 when it cost $14.99, lie about everything. Why some people lie so? Everything is a lie, lie, lie. This is Black History Month. Clean up your Black family. Stop worrying about other people's backyard. And your family is a mental mess. And when you see people commit suicide, pray for the family they leave behind. Stop waste time trying to figure out if she not had no sense. Beautiful person. So because somebody beautiful, they're not supposed to have mental problem? What does beauty have to do with inside? The person that walking around tonight under my voice, and you know you're struggling with something that causing you to cry in your sleep, I urge you to ask yourself, look in your phone with all the numbers you have in there and say, who and which one of these are really my friend? Because if you can't call somebody, you need to delete your phone, reset, and put new people in your phone. You must have a good friend because you can't walk alone. No man is an island. You can't walk alone. And if your family no mean you good, not because they're blood. Some of your family can't stand you. They're here to see you rise. Me I talk to myself to, speak it into me. They don't want to see you get up there. The minute they look like the attention is on you and people tell you look beautiful and they feel they're born and there was a beautiful one, but now you grow up and you could wear a wig and put your little makeup on and you look beautiful, them can't stand you. Because the spotlight on you. Because they thought all along it was about them. Till you start to shine. Now is your time. Sometimes the family, you have to cut them off. When you're dead or you're alone in your casket. Even that we're going to be talking about on this show. You think the average show here for glamour? No. To talk the things them that need to be spoken about. I say good night already, and I'm going to say it again. Thank you for staying up with me. It's a pleasure. I love you.